Hey, it's nutritionist and maintainable weight loss coach Trisha Mandis here, and I'm so excited because I have one of my favorite people on the planet on the other end of this call with me. I mean that for real. And her name is Michelle Berry, and she is in South Carolina, and she is about week 9 in our program right now. She's in human resources, and I can't wait to introduce you to her so you can hear all of the amazing things that she's accomplishing with her health and her experience in the program. So Michelle, tell me, how did you struggle with your weight and your health before you signed up for the program? When we first had our first call, what was going on in your life that you were super concerned about?
Well, I have struggled with my weight since I was in middle school. All through elementary school, I was the skinny kid that everybody picked on. And it's like middle school happened and I exploded. So so I've been on every diet you can think of since middle school, struggling daily. And I would lose a few pounds, gain a few pounds, lose a few pounds. But to lose those few pounds, I was starving to death. And in high school, I was almost anorexic. And I vowed once I stopped starving myself that I would never do that to lose weight again. If it meant I had to be overweight, then I was just going to suffer through it. The last couple of years, my husband had some health issues and was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And so we started doing an eating plan together. And I had lost 30 pounds at that point. He had lost 20 pounds, but then it stopped and I couldn't lose weight. I could gain weight very easily. I had had my thyroid checked 2 years ago, and they said, you're well within the normal ranges, no problems with your thyroid. I started seeing a personal trainer. She was looking at what I was eating and said I needed to increase my protein intake and eat mini meals throughout the day. So I followed her advice and I quickly gained 10 pounds. And I felt so defeated at that point because I couldn't get those 10 pounds off. I went back to what I was doing before her advice, and the 10 pounds stayed, and 10 pounds more came on. And so I became very frustrated, and I was exercising daily, 5 to 6 times a week for an hour to an hour and a half every day, getting nowhere and feeling like, well, I have not eaten anything that the public would deem as, oh, you ate a hamburger and French fries. I would give to have anything to have had a hamburger and French fries like everybody else, but no, I was eating salads and it frustrated me. So,
Yeah, understandably so. So you were eating really healthy, you were working out with a trainer, you were doing everything that you knew to be right, but you were still kind of stuck. And then you talked to someone. I remember when we first spoke because you had talked to someone a few days before that really made you mad and really insulted you about your weight. Is that something you want to tell us about? If not, totally okay.
no, that's perfectly fine. I had actually, the treadmill landed me in my doctor's office because I was having a problem with my knee. And I kind of thought it might have been tendonitis, but I didn't know what to do for it. And, if you Google search this stuff, you're dying. So I went on and made the doctor's appointment and went. So I wouldn't terrify myself with what Google had to say. And of course, my doctor, in the first 5 minutes of looking at me, he goes, yeah, it's patella tendonitis. However, you've got a weight problem. And I said, yeah, that's kind of why the injury happened. I was on the treadmill for 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week, trying to kill between 400 and 600 calories before I would get off, and lifting and doing weights, but my knee wouldn't allow certain things. So the weights had stopped and I was just strictly doing the treadmill and some upper body work. And I left his office 30 minutes after my appointment, frustrated because he really didn't tell me a whole lot to do about the tendonitis, but gave me a prescription for an appetite suppressant. And that is not what I went for. So I cried all the way home. It took me 2 days to tell my husband what the doctor had said. And when he found out what the doctor had said, he was insulted because he couldn't believe how the doctor didn't care what I had been doing, didn't ask what I had been eating. He made assumptions that I was eating potato chips and candy bars, which is not something I do. I can't tell you the last time I sat down and ate potato chips or ate candy bar, and it's just not something I had given that stuff up.
So,
So I was frustrated.
Yeah. So someone you had trusted with your health was giving you like really awful advice and didn't care about your feelings whatsoever. And
Exactly.
spoke on the phone, and I'm so glad we did, because you took a huge leap of faith and
Yep.
you joined the program. So it's been 9 weeks. Tell us what experiences and results you've achieved since joining the program.
Well, I apologize for my phone ringing.
Totally okay.
The experience I've had for the last 2 years, I have not slept at night, and it's been at least 2 years, if not longer. And as soon as I started with the eating optimally and eating better plant-based diet versus eating everything that society says you should eat to stay healthy, I sleep all through the night. I wake up and I feel rested, which is something I haven't felt in years. I went to a different doctor. I fired the jerk doctor and got a new doctor who diagnosed me with having thyroid and said, "How long have you been struggling with your weight? Have you been struggling with it recently?" I said, "The last 2+ years, I have gained and lost the same 7 pounds plus some. I've gained more than I lost." And I said, I can't go anywhere. And he said, "Well, until your thyroid's in place, it's not going to happen." So I got a prescription. So that's helped with that part of it.
Although what's really interesting is that you started losing weight eating optimally before we even caught that.
Yep. It took about 3 weeks in before that got diagnosed, and he put me on a prescription. And he said, "You will see more weight loss with the medication, more than likely. I can't tell you it's going to make you lose weight, but it may help support what you're doing." And my new doctor was a huge cheerleader. He said, "I wish everybody would eat plant-based because they would be amazed at how much better they feel." So I felt like, okay, I got the right doctor now.
Yeah.
So he was very supportive, told me to keep up the good work, and he couldn't wait to see me again. So I go back to see him in 2.5 weeks.
That's so cool that he's excited to see you again. And what else was frustrating about your other doctor is that you and I caught the improper TSH reading on your lab work. He never called you back, so we got you hooked up with somebody else that was actually going to take care of you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what else have you achieved since the program? You were telling me a really awesome story earlier today.
Well, my clothes are all getting really big on me. And of course, living in South Carolina, summer starts in February for us. So the mosquitoes come out and swimsuits come out, which I dread swimsuit season like most every woman does this time of year, because they're like, "Oh, what have I eaten over the winter that this bathing suit is going to show?" So I put on my swimsuit that I've had for the last 2 years, and I've got to go swimsuit shopping because my tops are too big. And I've gotten a lot of compliments in my neighborhood pool that my suits are really cute, and I actually feel okay putting on a suit. I don't feel like the Pillsbury Doughboy putting on a swimsuit anymore. Granted, I've lost 21 pounds, but that 21 pounds has made a huge difference in how I feel personally, how I look at myself, and that I've got more confidence than I had before I started doing this program.
So happy to hear all of that. So happy, especially about the confidence piece and you sleeping better, like more than anything else.
Oh yeah.
That makes me really, really happy. What hesitations did you have about signing up?
My initial hesitation, because in my downward night when the doctor had insulted me that day, I saw your video on Facebook and I thought, okay, this is divine intervention. God's trying to tell me I need to listen to what this woman has to say. And so I killed about 2 hours that night on Facebook, and I listened to everything and I said, makes sense, some of the stuff she's saying. And I had actually, over the years, had toyed with trying to go vegetarian. And I thought, well, I could easily do it because I don't care if I eat meat. It's not a big thing. I love beans. And the initial hesitation was all the weight loss programs I've done in the past, all the beans that I love, these weight loss programs had demonized them as starches. You can't eat them. If it's a starchy vegetable, stay away from it. So I had given up all the vegetables that I grew up on, because you're in South Carolina, there's farmers everywhere around us. So you get fresh vegetables all the time. And so I was kind of excited and a little skeptical, thinking, am I still going to have to give up these vegetables? And when I saw your list of what I could eat, I was like, hot diggity dog, I can do this, because I get to eat all these things that have been demonized all these years, which was great. So my hesitation was, okay, can I really give up? Can I truly give up meat? And I thought, well, it's 10 weeks for the program. I can do anything for 10 weeks. And they say after 3 weeks, it becomes permanent. It's not, it's more habitual. So I'm like, okay, I'm in week 9 now, and cooking meat kind of grosses me out, smelling some of it, even though I still cook it for my family. I cook what I can have, and then I just cook whatever meat that I want them to have, because I could care less what kind of meat they have. And so that was my only hesitation, is there's 3 other adults in my house, and trying to cook optimally for myself, but making sure they don't get burnt out on the stuff that I'm eating, and that they are all happy. And my husband has been very supportive, and he's willing to try anything with me. And he said, actually, this program, he brags on me to his friends, and he says, this program that she's doing actually has been bad. She's actually tried a whole bunch of new stuff that we never would have eaten otherwise. And so he said, actually, I'm really surprised at how good the stuff tastes, and you don't miss anything. So, there was the plus with the negative at the same time, when I was worried about how my family was going to react to,
yeah,
to me changing my eating style.
That's a big concern that everybody has, especially women, is it going to work for my family too? And just like preparing for you to go on your trip, it's like, we have to make sure that it's going to work for your lifestyle. And if anything comes up that becomes an issue, we have to figure it out together, because that's what you need to do to make this a sustainable lifestyle change. And also, what we talked about a little earlier in our call too, it's like, it doesn't mean you have to give meat up forever. Like, if you don't want to eat it, awesome, you're fine. And like, that's where you're at. But we also talk about, like, if you want to have some eggs, like, once a month, like, it's okay, because the percentage of the time that you are eating optimally leaves that room for you to still have a treat, but still get the results at the same time. So I'm super proud of you for taking the leap, despite having those concerns that you're like, you trust in our ability to do this. And I'm so glad, because you are kicking some serious butt. So Michelle, would you recommend the program to other women, especially who have struggled with weight for most of their whole life, and like you are already exercising, eating healthy, but the scale just isn't moving?
Yeah, actually, I've already talked to several girls that I work with about your program. And it's funny, because if you're not willing to change your mindset about things, then you're not going to proceed and go forward in what's going to be best for your health. And it's funny to listen to them. Well, how do you get your protein? And I turn looking, like, leafy greens and broccoli and cauliflower. There's a lot of protein in a lot of the vegetables that we all eat daily that we don't even realize. And I said, does anybody truly know how much protein that your body needs every day? I said, because she helps me figure that out. And I said, I am not deprived. I'm not hungry. And when I am hungry, because my friends at work, they laugh. They're like, what did you eat for breakfast? And I had some cereal, and I had some grits, and I had some fruit. And they were like, you eat all that? I'm like, yep, I'm still hungry. So it's funny to watch people watch your plate, and they go, you can eat all that? I'm like, yep, I can eat every bit of it and some more if I'm still hungry. Yep. I said, so, it's just a mindset. You got to be willing to change your thought process on things, and realize you don't need a piece of animal protein to function in life. That you can get it from your beans, and you can get it from your leafy greens, and you can get it from other vegetable sources, and you're not deprived.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm really excited to hear your answer to this question, and that is, what are you most excited for your health and your body and your overall life that maybe you weren't as excited about before you joined the program?
For my overall health, I would say I like looking at myself in the mirror a little bit more. Sometimes I look a little bit longer, because I can't believe I'm seeing results as fast as I have seen them when I have struggled for years. And I feel better in front of my husband in certain situations, whereas before I'm like, can you just cut the lights off? I don't care about, we don't need to see everything, just, and so, yeah, that part's made me happy. And then just overall, just knowing that my quality of life is going to be better going forward, and I have the tools in hand and now know what I need to do to keep progressing and losing weight and getting to where I want to be. So and I'll say this much, I am currently 12 pounds from the weight I was when I walked down the aisle to my husband 28 years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh
So
my
that's exciting for me. And my wedding dress is in the closet. So I'm like, when I get to that weight, do I need to pull it out and put it on and see? Because
I want to see the dress. Yeah.
So it's been preserved and stuff. So I'm not sure I want to take it out and mess with it, but it's exciting to know I'm 12 pounds from where I was when I walked down the aisle 28 years ago.
Oh, I can't wait until you get there. That is going to be awesome. Because it's you're so going to get there. Thank you so much, Michelle, for taking time out of your day and talking with us. I really appreciate it. And congrats on all that you've accomplished. You deserve so much credit for everything that you did. And it's been like such a joy working with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.